everyone, it's a lovely Sunday. Well, a pretty gloomy Sunday, but I see some rays of sunshine here, so it's time to do a little video for you. Welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and if this is your first time, a very warm welcome, and I hope you're going to have fun following along with this really quick video I have to share with you today. So I'm working in my little birds and bee journal. You can do this in any journal with any kit or tea stain paper, so don't feel that you are limited just because of that. I am going to make a quick little project just to go onto this page over here. All right. And I've made one up already, and I thought I'd make another one for the other signature as well. All right, so this is what we're going to make. Really easy to do. By no means my own idea, but definitely was inspired by something I saw quite a while back on Pinterest, and I didn't see a name for link to that, so unfortunately I can't share that with you, but I'm sure it's not something, I think it's probably a common one. So here we go, that's what we're going to do, and I'll show you what I have done here, and believe me, it is really quick and easy. I'm going to stick that down and let those little die cuts just sort of overlap on the side there like that, and then you can see we've got a little pocket in the front here for 2 pieces of ephemera from my kit, and those tuck in nicely there. We've got some nice lace. You've got a pocket over here as well, and we have a nice long tag in the back pocket. Let me hold this like this, like that. So there you go. All right, so that then will affix itself, with my help and some glue of course, onto that page over there. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how I made this, so let's get to that. I'll put that one aside. All right, so I am taking a sheet of paper. I'm going to use this page. Now I have printed on the back of this. However, don't be dismayed if you don't have a printer or you can't print, because I will talk you through. You can stick pieces onto the bits that you need to. So don't be perturbed by that. All right, so I've got this page on the front. Comes from my Bird and Bees Journal Pages kit. If you're interested, the links are in the description box below. I love this page. I did have this printed on the other side, so this is just my purple polka dot background pages, which are a background kit on its own. All right, so I had it in my tray and I thought, no, let me use this one. Right, I need to give you a couple of measurements here firstly and tell you what to do. So I have them over here. So the first, don't want to distract you doing the teacher thing now, only showing you what you need to know. Right, so what I've done with this page is, so that everybody was working with the same measurements, I have cut it down to 11 inches in length, because the A4 is 11 3/4. Right, so you want 11 inches this way. That is 27.9 centimeters if you're not sure about the inches. And you want 7 inches this way. So I have trimmed a bit off there and a bit off the top of this page. All right, 7 centimeters is about 18 centimeters. Now guys, I'm not doing a maths lesson here. These are estimations. All right, so that's what we're doing here. Okay, so once you've trimmed off, I think I took the piece off this side on the right and I chopped the rest off from the top here. All right, then what I want you to do is I want you to turn it, well, any which way that's easier for you. Now you can also, before I go on, if you don't use any digitals, grab yourself a piece of tea stain paper or coffee stain paper. You can do a beautiful job just with that, a stencil and a couple of other pieces. Honestly, you can do it with magazine print or anything you like. All right, so if you aren't able to print, or because you don't have a printer or you don't have double-sided printing, you are able to cut out the pieces for where this is going to show on the underside, and I'll show you as we go along, so not the end of the world either. What I want you to do now is the second part here. We're going to make 2 score lines. So what I've done is, if this was 0, I want you to measure 3 5/8 of an inch. That's 9.3 centimeters. Again, at the 7 1/4 mark, and that's the 11 inches, the end of the paper. All right, so 3 5 inches gives you a score line, and then score at 7 1/4 inches. You can do that with a ruler and a butter knife. You don't need to have a scoreboard. I did not use a scoreboard to do this. I just used my ruler and my bone folder. And if you don't have a bone folder, use the back of a butter knife. It works well, and I used it for well over 2 years. All right, so in centimeters, that's 9.3 centimeters, as I say, score. And then at the 18.5 centimeter mark, make another score line. Right, so you'll have 3 sections now. And I have already folded them. Okay, so I can't remember now which way I folded them, but we're going to just score them at the moment. All right, I think it was like that. We'll get there. All right, so just score them along the lines at the moment. Then what I want you to do is I want you to find the halfway mark here. So it will be 3 1/2 inches. Or of course, what would that be in centimeters? I think, well, it's half of 18, so it's 9. All right, so there or thereabouts, your halfway mark. Okay, and at that halfway mark, I want you just to make a little mark, and then I want you to take your ruler and your pencil. I want you to go to the first fold line here, the very first score line over here, and your halfway mark that you just made there, and I want you to join those up with your ruler. So at the top there, and this mark here, and then you're going to draw a pencil line down there like that. All right, and we are then going to cut that out. You can use your scissors. I'm going to use my craft knife, my Stanley knife, and we are just going to match that up like that, and we're going to cut it off. All right. Okay, now you've got a piece like this. We're going to use that, so don't throw it away. And you've got this piece like this. All right. Now we're going to concertina this. So we're going to fold this back on itself like that, and back on itself like that. Okay. All right. And then we're going to take this piece. We're going to put that over there, and then we'll wrap it around the back as well. All right, now you could make that into a little pocket, tuck spot, or put another pocket on the back here and use it as like a floating pocket in your journal, or you can alternatively stick this down onto your page, which is what I'm probably going to do. All right, so that's the basis of what we're doing here today. Okay, so what I meant was, now if you're not able to print on on both sides of your paper, or you don't have a printer and you've got single-sided paper, you are able to cut out a pattern piece to fit in over there. So you can just measure that. And I would just do that. I haven't got a piece of paper near me, but for example, just take a piece of paper, cut a straight line. All right, so something like that. It needs to be bigger, obviously, and then trace where you need to with a pencil, so you know what the shape of that is going to look like, and stick it on that section there. All right, and the same with this you don't need to. You just need to take the piece you've cut off and use that as your pattern piece to cut a pattern piece and stick it on there. Okay, so that should cover everybody. Right, now what I want to do is I'm going to take my distress ink, just going to do a little bit of this like this. So let's get this piece stuck on. So you want to use this as the pocket piece. So I would run my glue along here. And I do love the thin point of this. And this bit here, I think, but that bit's going to wrap around. All right, so you want to get that onto the edge like that. Stick it up to the point there. There we go. And you've got that sorted like that. Right. And now you can just wrap this around. I'm going to stick it down because I'm going to stick this down onto my page. But as I said, you could use this to have a little writing spot on the back of your little pocket. Okay, there we go. Right. So there's that pocket now. Now we will stick this down, but I think it was easier, if I recall, to put some glue on. Now I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac, and I've got my lace over here. This is I've pre-cut it. Now you are going to need to pre-cut some of the some angles on the edges here, but that's easily done. So let's go and try this. Now this piece goes at the bottom, and I'll stick it on last. This piece, you can see I've angled it here, and I might need to trim it once I've stuck it on. That's going to go over there, and you can see I'll need to cut it there. So I'm going to just take my Fabri-Tac and run some glue without going over the edge to stick down my pocket. So don't go over that edge there. And then I'm going to start at this side like that. Just turn it a little bit so I can see. There we go. We've got that one on, and then you can just, let's just lift that up there. There we go. Love those scissors. Right, so there's the first one. Now I'm going to put some lace on this one as well. Now this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just loosen this a little bit there, just so that I can get the lace underneath that bit there. And I'm going to stick that down as well. Now you don't need to go all the way, but it's just so that it's got a nice finish, really. Gosh, this morning I was getting ready to go to the post office, and I must tell you that we had an absolute torrential downpour here for about 10 minutes where I am. It was hailing, it was raining, and it just didn't let up. I thought, my gosh, what has happened? And the noise was unbelievable. So yes, quite something it really was. Okay, I'm going to stick that little bit over there. I'm going to trim these off in a minute. So I'm going to put this, easier to open it up a bit. I'm going to just put that at the top here. And I think the lace just finishes it all off. Yes, you know, when the sky goes dark and those things happen, it's quite scary, really. I'm glad I wasn't driving. My son was, and he said it was terrible. He had to pull over. So yeah, quite a sudden downpour, but I see the sun has made a little appearance. This one I'm going to do at the bottom. I'm just one piece short. So again, you want to just tuck that underneath there like that. It's not stuck down yet, so that's why it's easier to do this. And then just measure it along the edge, and you take your scissors, and I'm just following the line of the paper with my scissors. All right, so I think the clocks went back last night here as well, so I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking, why does it seem so dark and and it's not so late? But yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay, so we've got all our lace on there now. Is this stuck down? It is. So I'm going to just give that a little trim. I want to just use my glue just to close that section up again. Over there. Now we can close everything up. So you want to put a little bit of glue up on this edge here, just straight up like that. So that's there. I went a bit too far. I didn't need to go quite that far. I'll rub that off in a minute. and then that side's closed, and then we just need to do it along that edge and along this edge. Now you could make this a secret flip out space and put some other secret writing spots in there. You don't have to close it up like I'm doing. There are many options, aren't there? Right, I wanted to rub this glue off, so we'll do that. I just went a little bit too. Now don't wipe this on your paper if you use an inkjet printer. It will take the ink off and smudge everything. So let that be a warning if this is new to you. Right, I have done that before. Okay, right. So how pretty is that already? Okay, so we've got it all closed nicely. That's my pocket there, pocket there, pocket there. Now what I'm going to do is that one will go at the end. I have got a little treasure trove here. I've got a little sentiment, as free as a bird, and I'm going to stick that down over there. And then I'm going to put a couple of die cuts. So green, lavender, and like a nice indigo. And we're going to get those stuck like that over there. And I'm going to stick it onto the page quickly. And then when I've done that, I will then stick that one on there. Okay. Was there any of these bits I wanted to add? Maybe this. I love combining the two. And then we can put a little bee on there as well. How's that? And then we're done. Let me grab my book. All right, so for this signature, we are going to put it onto this page over here. I'm going to just take that page out of here, I think. So just leave that like that. This is the one opposite we did with the folding out pockets. All right, so again, I'm going to stick that down first of all. So stick it down all over. Gosh, the sun's just a little rays coming out. I'm so happy. Poor Abby hasn't even had a walk yet. Oh, the ears went up when I said one of the key words. She knows that word even if I spell it. Right, I'm going to try and get this close to the bottom, but not too low, because I'm going to put a bit of lace on there. But that looks about right. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Right, and then we can put on some of our bits and pieces, as I said. So we'll start with these. So I'll just do this very quickly and you can follow me. All right, so we'll stick this one on as well. I'm just trying to think, do I want to just put that on like that? And just trying to get, yeah, so I'm going to just stick this one down first. Free as a bird. Gosh, isn't freedom just an amazing gift? Well, not a gift, but a privilege, I think. Right, so we've got that there, and now I'll go and stick on the little indigo coloured one. I think I'm going to just get it over this way. That's why I wanted to do that. And then I thought I'd just get a little one of these fussy cuts from my page that I like to fussy cut things out of. It's from the journal kits, background pages. And there are 2 of them or 3 of them that I like to cut out of. All right, so we'll just put this like that. And I love that look. Right, then I've just got a little bee here. we also fussy cut out from that same page. I'm going to just get all of those stuck down. We'll just put the bee over there. There we go. And now I can get this little, okay, and there we go. How easy was that, and how effective. Looks like you slaved for hours. I'm going to take this page and put it back in the book like that. This one's coming to an end now too, so we'll be starting on our new one very soon. Like that. And we'll put these little bits in. So I've taken one of my large tags again from the add-on kit. I'm going to put that, I keep wanting to do it, but it goes in here. Excuse me. Then I've got this little piece of ephemera with a little bow on it. And that's going to just poke out over there. I quite like a little bit of that there. And then this little bit also from my ephemera kit is going to go just like that. And there we have that little pocket from one page. How sweet is that? And then our other one, which is over here. I'm looking for it, but here it is. All right, so I'll get that one stuck down into my other signature as well. That one can just, there we go. All right, everyone, go and give this a go. I would love to see what you do with it, and I look forward to seeing all your beautiful creations. Some of you are so clever, the ones that share with me, that is, that I see. So clever and so creative, and I love your take on what I do. I love seeing what you're doing. Stay very well. The Christmas kit is coming next week sometime, so I don't want to say too much yet. I'm working overtime all hours of the morning, noon and night to get it done. But I'm fussy about things for myself, so, you know, I hope that it's going to be what you hope for. So look out for that. All right, so stay well, as I said. Have a good week. Thank you so much for watching and for all your kind compliments and support. I do value you, each and every one of you. Stay well, and until I see you on Tuesday, bye-bye.